When life presents challenges, it often feels as if we are being pulled in many directions at once. The noise, the pressure, the demands, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. But the truth is, in every moment, you have the ability to access a profound sense of peace, regardless of what is happening around you. The trick to facing any problem with calm is not found in the external world, but within you. It begins with a simple shift in awareness, the choice to fully inhabit the present moment. When you are present, free of the distractions of the past or the anxieties of the future, you become the stillness amidst the storm. In every moment of your life, the present is all that truly exists. Yet, so often we find ourselves trapped in the past or anxiously anticipating the future, missing the richness of what is happening right now. This disconnect from the present moment is where much of our stress, anxiety, and unhappiness arise. The power of presence lies in recognizing that the only time we have is the present, and it is in this present moment that we can find peace, clarity, and the ability to face challenges with calmness. Presence is the ability to fully experience the here and now without the interference of judgment, regret, or fear. When we are present, we are fully engaged in the reality before us, not distracted by our thoughts or past experiences. We stop living in a mental narrative of what happened or what might happen, and instead begin to see life as it truly is in its raw, unfiltered form. This awareness is transformative because it allows us to reconnect with the simplicity and peace that reside in each moment. Imagine for a moment that you are going through a difficult situation, a challenge at work, a personal struggle, or an unexpected setback. If you are not present, your mind will quickly begin to generate negative thoughts. This shouldn't be happening. I can't handle this. Or I've been through this before and it didn't end well. These thoughts only serve to amplify the stress and anxiety you feel, trapping you in a cycle of overthinking that prevents you from dealing with the situation effectively. Your mind, caught in the past and future, clouds your perception of what's happening right now. But when you step into the present, you break free from this cycle. You allow yourself to experience the moment without judgment or fear. You notice what's happening in the world around you, the sights, the sounds, the sensations. You become aware of your body, your breath, the feeling in your chest, your mind. By focusing on the present, you regain control over your response to the situation. Instead of reacting impulsively or emotionally, you can respond with a sense of calm and clarity. The power of presence also comes with a deeper understanding that everything is temporary. The emotions you are experiencing, the problems you face, and the challenges you encounter, all of these are fleeting. They are part of the constant flow of life, which is always changing. By being present, you can see that what you are going through is just one part of the ever-changing landscape of your existence. This realization brings a sense of detachment, helping you to avoid becoming consumed by your emotions or circumstances. When you are truly present, you also become aware of the deeper currents of peace that lie beneath the surface of your daily experiences. This peace is not something you need to search for outside of yourself. It is always available in the present moment. By cultivating presence, you can tap into this inner stillness and allow it to guide you through difficult times. The ability to be present is not something that comes naturally to most people, especially in today's world of constant distractions and fast-paced living. However, with practice, presence can become a natural state. It begins with small moments of awareness, pausing to take a deep breath, noticing the sensations in your body, observing your thoughts without attachment, and letting go of the need to control the outcome of a situation. Over time, these moments of presence build into a deep, transformative shift in how you approach life. By embracing the power of presence, you find that you are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. You begin to experience life in its fullness, with all its challenges and joys, knowing that the present moment holds the key to peace and calm. Our minds are constantly churning out thoughts, sometimes helpful, sometimes harmful. Yet, most of us unknowingly identify with our thoughts as if they are a reflection of who we are. The truth is, we are not our thoughts, they are simply mental events that pass through our consciousness, much like clouds drifting across the sky. By learning to detach from these thoughts, we can create the space for clarity, calm, and the ability to respond to life's challenges with a sense of peace. Our thoughts often arise in reaction to the world around us, shaped by past experiences, fears, desires, and conditioning. They frequently shape how we perceive situations and ourselves, even though they are not always grounded in reality. For example, when we face a problem, we might hear the voice of doubt saying, "You can't handle this," or "This is going to be a disaster." These thoughts, often negative and limiting, can lead us to react with fear or anxiety, preventing us from thinking clearly and calmly. The key to detaching from thoughts lies in recognizing that thoughts are transient. They are not fixed truths, but merely mental patterns that arise and fade away. When we believe that we are our thoughts, we give them power over us, allowing them to influence our emotions and actions. But if we can step back and observe our thoughts without identifying with them, we regain control. This process is like watching a movie in which we are no longer the character but the observer. We acknowledge the thoughts, but we don't let them define us or dictate our emotional state. Detaching from thoughts doesn't mean suppressing them or trying to stop them. Thoughts will always come and go, but it is our attachment to them that causes distress. By simply observing them, we create a space between ourselves and the thought. This space allows us to choose our response rather than react impulsively based on whatever thoughts arise. When we stop identifying with our thoughts, we stop being enslaved by them. We no longer take them personally or give them undue importance. This detachment also gives us the ability to notice when we are spiraling into negative thinking patterns. For instance, when a problem arises, the mind may jump to worst-case scenarios, creating anxiety and stress. By observing this tendency without judgment, we can interrupt this automatic reaction. We can choose to center ourselves in the present moment, to question the validity of the thoughts, and to focus on finding practical solutions rather than getting lost in a sea of imagined difficulties. When you detach from your thoughts, you create mental space for deeper insight and clarity. Rather than being overwhelmed by your mind's constant chatter, you are able to connect to a place of stillness and calm. This inner stillness is the foundation from which true solutions emerge. Instead of reacting from a place of fear or doubt, you begin to act with a quiet confidence and a sense of inner peace. The more you practice detaching from your thoughts, the more natural it becomes. You will start to notice how often you are driven by unconscious mental patterns, and you will gradually become less influenced by them. The goal is not to eradicate all thoughts, but to free yourself from the belief that you are defined by them. With this newfound freedom, you can approach life's challenges from a place of clarity and calmness, choosing responses that are rooted in wisdom rather than reaction. This detachment also helps us accept the present moment as it is. Instead of clinging to thoughts about how things should be, we let go of the need to control every aspect of our experience. We trust that life, in all its unpredictability, is unfolding perfectly in its own way, and that we can respond with calm without getting swept away by the tide of our mental noise. By detaching from thoughts, we allow ourselves to experience life more fully and to face every challenge with a sense of inner peace and composure. One of the most transformative practices in facing challenges with calm is the ability to accept things as they are. Acceptance does not mean resignation or passivity, rather, it is a conscious choice to embrace the present moment fully, without resistance. When we resist what is happening, we only create internal conflict, which increases stress, frustration, and anxiety. But when we accept life as it unfolds, we open ourselves to the peace and clarity that naturally arise when we stop fighting against reality. Life is inherently unpredictable, and problems and challenges are part of the human experience. No matter how much we plan or strive for control, the unexpected will always find its way into our lives. The key to maintaining calm in the face of such challenges lies not in trying to control every outcome, but in accepting what is. This acceptance allows us to stay centered, grounded, and free from the grip of emotional turmoil. The moment you stop resisting reality, you stop feeding the tension that arises from trying to change or deny what is happening. Resistance often manifests as thoughts like, "This shouldn't be happening, I can't deal with this," or "Why is this happening to me?" These thoughts only serve to amplify feelings of frustration and helplessness, making the problem seem even larger than it is. When we focus on resisting the present moment, we lose sight of what is truly important, our ability to respond to the situation with clarity and wisdom. Acceptance, on the other hand, does not mean that we passively accept everything without thought or action. It means acknowledging the situation as it is, without judgment or complaint, and then responding from a place of calm and clarity. Acceptance is the recognition that the present moment is the only reality we have, and it is in this moment that we must navigate our lives. By accepting things as they are, we free ourselves from the burden of wishing for a different reality and from the suffering that comes from resisting what is. One of the most powerful aspects of acceptance is its ability to dissolve inner conflict. When we resist reality, we create an internal war between what is happening and what we want to happen. This creates emotional turbulence, a sense of dissonance between our desires and the reality before us. But when we accept what is, we cease to fight against ourselves. We no longer expend energy on futile attempts to change things beyond our control. Instead, we open ourselves to the possibility of seeing the situation as it is and responding with equanimity. Acceptance also helps us avoid getting trapped in the stories we tell ourselves. We often create elaborate narratives around our problems, making them seem larger or more overwhelming than they truly are. We might tell ourselves, "This always happens to me," or "I'll never get out of this situation." These stories only serve to reinforce negative emotions and prevent us from seeing the truth of the moment. By accepting things as they are, we stop adding layers of judgment and emotional baggage to the situation. We are able to face the challenge directly without the distortion of our mental stories. It is important to note that acceptance does not mean giving up or abandoning hope for change. Instead, it is a willingness to face the situation without resistance, trusting that from a place of acceptance, clarity will emerge. Acceptance opens up the space for insight and wisdom to guide us through difficult moments. When we stop resisting, we allow ourselves to respond thoughtfully and effectively, rather than reacting impulsively or emotionally. The practice of acceptance is a powerful tool for maintaining calm in the face of life's difficulties. It is a reminder that we cannot always control what happens to us, but we always have control over how we respond. By embracing the present moment as it is, we can navigate even the most challenging situations with a sense of peace, knowing that acceptance is the key to unlocking the calm and clarity we need to move forward. In a world full of noise, distraction, and constant movement, one of the most powerful tools for facing any problem with calm is cultivating inner stillness. This stillness is not an absence of thought or activity, but a deep underlying sense of peace that remains unchanged no matter what happens around us. It is the ability to remain anchored in a place of inner calm, regardless of the external circumstances. When we are in touch with our inner stillness, we are no longer at the mercy of the chaos and turbulence of life. Instead, we find strength, clarity, and serenity, no matter what challenges arise. The idea of inner stillness can be difficult to grasp in a world that encourages constant activity and stimulation. We are taught to solve problems quickly, react to situations, and always be moving forward. Yet in this rush, we often overlook the power of stillness, the space in between the chaos, the pause before the reaction. True stillness is not the absence of action, but the ability to act from a place of centered awareness, free from the influence of fear, anxiety, or impulsive reactions. Inner stillness is like the calm at the center of a storm. It is the still point around which the winds of life swirl, unaffected by the turbulence. When you tap into this stillness, you realize that you are not swept away by the events unfolding around you. Rather than reacting automatically to stress or difficulty, you respond with clarity and calm. It is in this space of stillness that you can gain perspective on any situation. You are able to step back from the problem, detach from the emotional reactions it stirs up, and observe it with greater objectivity. This inner stillness is always available to us, but it requires conscious effort to access it. Often we are so caught up in our thoughts and emotions that we forget we have this space within us. It is easy to become consumed by the external world, whether it's the noise of other people, the demands of work, or the pressures of life, but when we learn to quiet the mind and tune into our inner being, we connect with a deeper sense of peace. One of the simplest ways to access inner stillness is through mindful breathing. When you focus on your breath, you anchor yourself in the present moment and create space between your thoughts. As you breathe deeply and slowly, you interrupt the habitual patterns of mental chatter and bring your awareness back to your body and the rhythm of your breath. This practice of conscious breathing helps to quiet the mind and allows you to reconnect with the stillness that is always within you. Another way to cultivate inner stillness is through the practice of mindfulness or meditation. These practices teach us to observe our thoughts without judgment and to let go of the need to control them. As we develop the ability to simply observe our thoughts as they arise, we create distance between ourselves and the mental noise. This space allows us to see our thoughts more clearly and, over time, to detach from them. With this detachment comes the ability to find peace even in the most challenging situations. The power of inner stillness is not that it eliminates problems, but that it enables us to meet those problems with a calm and clear mind. When we face life's difficulties from a place of inner peace, we are better equipped to handle them effectively. Stress and anxiety arise when we react impulsively or from a place of fear. But when we are centered in stillness, we are able to pause, reflect, and choose our response from a place of wisdom and equanimity. Inner stillness also helps us to remain grounded when external circumstances are beyond our control. Life will always present challenges, some small, some monumental, but we always have the choice of how we will respond. When we are connected to our inner stillness, we are no longer tossed about by the waves of circumstance. We can face each challenge with grace, knowing that the calm we seek is not dependent on the outside world, but is something that resides within us at all times. In the midst of any problem, remember that inner stillness is your true source of strength. It is the unwavering center within you that can guide you through any storm. By cultivating this stillness, you can face life's challenges with a sense of calm and confidence, knowing that peace comes not from the absence of problems, but from the ability to navigate them from a place of inner serenity. In conclusion, the ability to face any problem with calm lies in the simple yet profound practices of presence, detachment from thoughts, acceptance, and inner stillness. These practices empower us to approach life's challenges not from a place of fear, resistance, or chaos, but with clarity, peace, and resilience. By embracing the present moment fully, we free ourselves from the mental clutter that distorts our perception. By detaching from our thoughts, we stop identifying with the fluctuating emotions and judgments that cloud our judgment. Through acceptance, we let go of the need to control or fight against reality, allowing us to find peace in the midst of difficulty. And by cultivating inner stillness, we discover an unshakable foundation of calm that can guide us through any storm. Each of these practices is a choice one that we can make in any moment, no matter how challenging or overwhelming the situation may seem. The key is to remember that while we cannot always control external events, we always have the power to control how we respond. By turning inward and connecting with the peace that already resides within us, we can navigate life's ups and downs with grace, wisdom, and unwavering calm. When we learn to embody these practices, we begin to see that problems are not obstacles to be feared or avoided, but opportunities to deepen our awareness and strengthen our inner peace. Life will always have its challenges, but with presence, detachment, acceptance, and inner stillness, we can face them with a sense of calm that remains unshaken, no matter what comes our way.